Okay guys, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing a fall turkey. We know that the holiday of Thanksgiving is coming up and many people are going to be eating turkeys, but what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of draw it today for our activity because it's a fun, easy draw. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to start off with a circle. I would actually call it a circle oval because it's between a circle and an oval. Now you want to place it right here in the center of your paper because you want to make sure that you leave enough room to spread out the feathers all around him. And you also want to make sure that you leave space at the bottom for the feet. Okay, so we're going to start off by placing it right in the center, and we're just going to make sort of like the size of like a small grapefruit or a larger size orange, like a navel orange, right? Okay. Then above that, you're going to make a smaller circle. So this is going to be his head right here. Okay? Now, coming down from here, we're going to make it look like it's his neck. All right? So there's his neck, and this would be like his belly and everything. Okay? When you make these two lines, don't make them go straight down. Just kind of curve them out a bit at the very bottom. So now we have his tummy, his head, his neck. And now what you want to do is you want to kind of bring these feathers in, his wings, okay? So whatever we do on this side, we're going to do on this side. So we're just going to come down and we're just going to go in, go to the center, and bring it back. Same height on here, we're going to go in and bring it back, okay? Now, if you want to make a cool turkey, you can put some sunglasses on him, or you can just do a little eyes. We're just going to keep it simple today, and we're going to start with 2 circles, 1, 2 for his eyes, and then we're going to make a little upside down triangle for his beak. Now, a turkey does have something hanging over his nose called his little goblet, so we're going to draw that, and all that is just a little wiggly line that starts from this top corner right here. Wiggle it down and bring it back up until you touch the other side of the triangle. Okay? Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make his feathers coming out. So if you want to make it exactly the same on both sides, what you can do is you can start by making a line that goes up, and we're going to make one come out like this on this side, and then we're going to make one come out on this side. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to continue the lines. Whatever we do on this side, we're going to do on the other side. So if we put one here, we're going to swing our finger over and we're going to put one here. Make one over here, and then come over here and make one. Make one here, above here, and then we're going to make one over here. Notice that I'm trying to make them exactly the same as each side. One right here, and then one right here. Next, what we're going to do is we're just going to simply connect all of these lines with a little curve. Curve it over, curve it over, curve it over, curve it over. And you can see that I'm just simply repeating this until I get it all the way around. Now we can make sure by doing this that everything is symmetrical, everything is the same on both sides. Now we have our full space of our turkey, all of the feathers, okay? Now, the last thing that we're going to do, the basics of what we're going to do is we're going to give him some little feet. So we're going to just make 2 lines that come down for each side, 2 lines over here, skip a space and make 2 lines over here. And then we're going to make it come out here, and then out here, and then we're going to make a little wiggly line, zigzag line in between until we get to the other side. Okay? Now, this is the part where we get to add a lot of details. This is where you become the artist. Remember I talked about adding your own little special details once you have the design down. So for me, I like to add little details here on the feather. So this right here, I could just make some little curves. And you can do as many as you want until you fill up the space. This does not have to be curves. You can just simply do lines in here. But whatever I do in here, I'm going to do on the other side. And this is the great part about being an artist, because not only can you replicate things that are in real life, but you can go ahead and take the opportunity to be creative and add your own little flair to designs. You can make lines in here and then slant down, and you can always build upon what you already know. So we've already learned in art that we can make different lines and create them in patterns or repeat them to create a pattern. So if I take this line and I use my diagonal lines here, if I repeat them in a pattern and I create repetition, now all of a sudden it's looking like a feather. Do you see that? And this is how you do it. You make a line that goes up the middle, make one line at the top, and slant, slant, slant on one side, and then slant, slant, slant on the other side. Now, do you have to do these details? Of course you don't have to. It's whatever you want to do as the artist, because it's your drawing and you're the person who is creating the details. And that's the fun part about art. Once you learn the basics, you can go in and add any fun little designs or details that you would like to add at any point. Have fun with it. Now, what we do want to be considering after we make our lines on here is what kind of colors could we be using on our turkey? Well, we do know that turkey, if you've ever seen a turkey in real life, before he's put on your table, a turkey is brown, okay? So you can add any little details in here if you want to. But if you want to color your turkey brown, you can use markers or colored pencils or crayons. Sometimes if we use crayons, it goes a little bit faster, right? So if I'm going to color my turkey, oh, another thing, if you want to put sunglasses on your turkey, make a line across, curve it under, and then you can color all that in. Now he's a cool turkey, right? Now we know that this is red right here, so I'm going to go ahead and color this red. Today I'm going to be using markers and crayons. I'm mixing it up because sometimes markers go a little bit faster than crayons when you're using details, and it's nice to get into those little spots. I'm going to go ahead and color his legs with the orange marker as well, but the larger spots I am going to use crayon because I don't want to use up all of the ink in my marker. So I have to go a little bit, I have to switch up my art medium, I guess you could say. So I'm going to find a brown crayon right now, and I'm going to color all of this in brown, okay, all over everything. Just the body part though, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more detail to my wings by coloring them a pattern of colors, okay? But for this part, for this larger part, notice that I'm coloring on the side and I'm adding brown in here. And if you color on the side of your crayon, you'll notice that it can go much faster. You see how quickly I colored that in? And that's one of the nice things about learning to use the tools that you have to create, learning them how to use them in different ways so that you have more time to be creative, okay? And it doesn't feel like it's so much work. You know, hard work is nice because it does pay off, but sometimes it's nice to take a quicker route as well. So now I'm going to take a pattern. I'm going to take a couple different crayons and I'm going to create a pattern. So I'm going to use orange and, no, I want to use orange and yellow. So I'm going to start right here by coloring this yellow. And I'm going to skip a space. And I'm going to create interest in my drawing by adding color. Sometimes we add interest with the lines that we use, and sometimes we add interest with color. Sometimes we add interest as the artist by placing our objects in different positions on the paper. But for this drawing, it looks like our interest is more in the pattern of the colors, right? And the detail in the lines. And we're using pretty much everything we have learned to create our drawing. And I want you to start to do that as you become more of a developed artist. I want you to take your pocket of knowledge and all of the things that I teach you in art, and I want you to combine them to become a really, really, really great artist, a spectacular artist, become way better than I am by adding your details and adding your little flair to your design. So you can see that we're almost finished. All I have to do is 3 more feathers. And then if you'd like, you can color the background, but it really isn't necessary. And also, you do not have to add this much detail to your turkey. You really don't. I'm just doing this to show you what your turkey could look like, to add potential to it. I can go back in and add some, press down a little harder in here, add a little bit more shading in here. You can do lots of different things, okay? But for the most part, here is our turkey, and you can go back in and add a little detail behind him to make him look like he's standing somewhere, whatever you want to do. And at the end, you sign your initials, and you have finished and completed your drawing. I hope you enjoyed this drawing, and I hope that you try it out. Make it simpler if you think this is too hard, and make sure you add lots of color. All right, I hope you enjoyed our cool turkey, and I'll see you next time.